Okay, if you're coming by, I'm getting everything ready to go through Paleo. So it'll be a few minutes while I get the links together and sent out to the world. So let's see. Get the link, post it to here, tweet, and post it to here, post, and take that down. Boop. There we go. All right. We are going to explore Paleo today. I'm going to make sure everything's good. Looks like we're live. I got that and save that. And that is it. I think we have everything we need. I think we are all together and ready to go. Okay. Get my box rule cover work for that. Bring me in a little bit. Move me down a little bit. If you're joining me, welcome. I'm getting everything set up. Very shortly, I will be playing a game of Paleo here on Board Games with Scott Live. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you. So, let's bring it down a little bit. There we are. Wave at the camera. Well, hi there, everyone. Welcome to Board Games with Scott Live, where I take a game and play it and chat about it. I started this series back in pandemic times because I found I was getting all these board games. I didn't have a game lab to go play them in. I didn't have students to play them with, but I was wanting to play them. So I decided, well, why don't I reach out and play them live? So that's what I'm doing. I'm exploring these different games. Today is St. Patrick's Day, which is why I have the green beard. Celebration both of St. Patrick's Day and the upcoming spring equinox, which is going to be great to celebrate, the time when the days and the nights are of equal length, and then the days begin getting longer after that. So the green beard celebrating all the new growth that's coming up. It's very exciting for me. But this game, Paleo, we're going to talk about that. Hello, Joe. So Paleo, I'll just say I've played one game of this and I quite enjoyed it. And so I've now tweaked the difficulty a little bit to make it harder. I'm playing a solo game, and I've enjoyed what I've done. Someone described it as a easier, a streamlined Robinson Crusoe, which I would agree with that. It makes sense. It's interesting in that I developed a game and was pitching a game that had some similarities to this, which I'll talk about as we play. This is a different kind of game, but it's always interesting when you see a game and you're like, hey, I thought I'd done that. And then it's like, well, yeah, but your game didn't get published yet. Oh. So anyway, so in Paleo, it is a cooperative game, and your goal is to survive. And that goal is set based on the scenarios you choose to play. It's a scenario-based game. So with the game comes with a series of small decks. And for each scenario, you'll take one or two of those decks and mix them up together. By mixing different combinations of those scenario decks together, you can get a different theme to your game. So for us, today's game, we have two decks, Deck C and Deck D. Deck C is called Howls in the Night. So we're going to have to deal with wolves, I assume. And Deck D is the next step, where I assume we're sort of setting up our camp. And the first ones we were dealing with mammoths and just getting food and shelter. So this one's taking it a little further. The decks go up, I think, to J, and I'm sure they'll put out expansions if the game is successful. The game has a lot of cool cardboard shapes and forms. You've got this little thing that is where you can put dead cards. There's this fancy stand where you can stand up recipes so everyone can see them. I'm not using those today because they just get in the way for your camera viewing, because you need to be able to see the top down of what's going on here. So that's what we're going to do. Now, solo play, the way that works is you're going to have a deck of cards that you work through. Normally what you do, this deck represents a day. And so when you've gone through all these cards, that is 1 day of time. I'm showing you all the secrets. Now, what they've done on the game is that the back of the cards have different symbols on it, and it gives you a basic idea of what you're getting ready to engage with. So the campfire was where you might sit around and make new things. You might go out to the water to see if you can hunt, out to the woods to get some woods. And I built a game around colonization concepts with this idea that you picked a card based on the back, and it gave you some hint of what was going to be seen on the front to have an exploration game. So that's kind of where the similarities end. But that same idea of each turn, you're going to take the top 3 cards and you pick one to go and do, and then the other 2 you put back on top of the deck. and that's how you work through the deck. So if you were playing with multiple players, you just split this deck up between all the players. By solo, we're just going to work through this whole deck, and that's going to be one day. Now, you discard a lot of cards because a lot of things have card costs. So you're looking at that saying, oh, we're going to go through all those cards. Like, no, we're probably going to be discarding 2/3 of these cards, most of them sight unseen. We won't know what they are. And then at the end of the day, you have to survive the night and accomplish certain things. And if you do, then you shuffle up the cards that are left and go on another day. Now, you are trying to work together to leave your legacy, and you're going to do that by 5 times making these pieces, which is going to make some artwork. If you do that 5 times, you win the game. However, when bad things happen, like if you can't feed your people, or if you can't meet these end-of-day requirements, which I'll talk about, you get a skull, and if you get 5 skulls, you lose the game. So that's what the game is about, is get 5 paintings up on the wall before 5 skulls. And last time I played the easiest game, and I had 4 skulls as I got my 5th painting, so it was very close. So this is harder. I've stepped it up 1 notch. I think there's like 8 different games in the box, so I'm on game 2 of 8, so it's going to be harder. We'll see if I make it, how that goes. Now, the way this is going to go is it tells me by night I need to either have 4 sticks, or I need to build a pit trap, or I'll get a skull. This one also has another little special ability for this game. Every 5 wolves I take out of play, I get to have 1 dream card. Dream cards are these cards. There's people's, dreams, and tools. These are all good cards that'll come in during the game. So that's for this game. It says to keep your wolf cards separate so you can keep count of them. And every 5 gets you a dream card. And then on the next step, by the end of the day, I need to be able to discard a wood, a rock, and a pelt, or I get a skull. So those are your goals. By the time I get through this deck, I need to have a total of 5 sticks, 1 rock, and 1 pelt, or a pit trap, a stick, a rock, and a pelt. And that's, if I don't have those, the other thing you have to do is be able to feed your people. So like a lot of these kinds of survival games, you have to gather food. I'm going to start with a tribe of 2. As I get more in my tribe, that's good, but I have to have food for them. If I don't have food for them, for every person I don't have food for, I get a skull. If they die because they take too much damage, I also get a skull. So you start with 2 people, two tribe members, and if you're playing multiple players, each person would get 2 tribe members. That's the way that works. So here's my tribe. So I have a hunter and I have a crafter. So tribe members may come with a special token. So this person comes with 1 piece of rope. The rope is one-time use. It's going to be used for 1 time. I can use it for something special. He also comes with a spear. So that spear is permanent. As long as he's around, he brings a spear into play. The crafter can make stuff. And so I can only take 3 damage. If they die, then I also get a skull. So that's a way to life. So I'm a little worried about this because in the last game, I got a guard that had 5 lives. So he was able to take a lot of damage. I'm a little worried in that I can only take 3 damage. So one of my early priorities is going to be to get more people so that I can take more damage. So, again, as I said earlier, the way the gameplay works is I'm going to take 3 cards. I'm going to pick 1 to engage with, and I'm going to pick the other 2 go on the top of the deck. So I've got 2 fires and footprints. Now, the fires tend to be doing research. I learned last game it's really useful to be able to build rocks and spears pretty early to get those tools. To do that, I have to gather resources. So that's kind of an early goal, is get resources in order to build rocks and spears. But I see of these 3, the footprints probably mean I'm going to get some more people. So I'm going to go with that because I would like to get more people. So I have some more buffer to give them damage. So here's what I got. Now the way you read the cards is down the side. So the card is stranger. So stranger comes to the camp. Now down the side shows your choices. So if I choose to give up 1 meat, I could get rid of a hazard card. If I chose to get rid of 2 meat, I could build a pit trap. I have no meat right now. In a single-player game, you don't start with any meat. In a multiplayer game, you do. So I don't have any meat. So my only choice is the 3rd choice, which is basically nothing. Now, if it was a multiplayer game, that symbol means don't do anything yourself, but help someone else, which would allow you to use your symbols on your tribe to help another player. In this game, anytime I choose that, I could do one of these 3 things, which allows me to build a talisman, which lets me get rid of bad cards, or find a secret. Secrets number 6 and 7. Based on the decks you play, you seed the game with some secret cards, and so one of the things you probably want to do is find all these secrets. Although in the last game, I won't spoil it for you. So anyway, sadly, that is not useful to me. I can't do anything with this card, so it just goes into the discard pile. And that's the round. If you were playing multiple players, everyone would pick 3 cards, keep the one they want. They'd all reveal them at the same time. Everyone would carry out their cards, and then you'd do it again. So the turns seem to they go very fast, especially in a single-player game. So now I've got a choice of 3 fires. I don't know what any of them are. And so when I pick this, I pick one, and I can put the other 2 back in any order I'd like. Here's why that matters. A lot of cards ask you to discard cards. So if there's cards that you don't want as much, I might put those on the top because I'm more likely to discard them. If there's cards that I'm really looking to get because like the back might show it's a lair and I've got lots of weapons and I'm ready to go in, then that would be an option. But we'll see what I got. So I'm at home. So this is where you can craft stuff. So what this shows me is I could craft something, but I have no resources to craft with. If I have 1 or 2 people, I can get a person. That's great. I'll do that. So 1 or 2 people, I can get a person. Oh, good. I got a guardian. So he's got 4 lives, no special abilities, but I'm happy to see this because that allows me to keep everyone alive a little longer. I am going to have to get more food, though. I'm going to need 3 food now by the end of the day to feed him. So now we go on. So again, top 3 cards. I look at those. Again, I've got 3 fires. I'm just going to take the top one. And at home, so I could craft, no. Or if I had an eyeball, I could dream. I don't have an eyeball, so I can't do anything at all with this card. It just goes in the discard pile. And now we look again. So now we've got 2 fires and a new type of card, this mountain. So we're going to go on the mountain. Ah, bad thing. Red things are bad things. Red is bad in the world of Paleo. A rock avalanche. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. So what this shows me is if I have 3 tools, which I only have 1, and I can get rid of a card, then I will get a rock. So the symbols across the top mean have 3 tools, discard a card from your deck, and then this third symbol means discard this card. So this card goes out of the game, get a rock. I don't, so I have to do the red thing on the bottom, which is not going to be good. Add all mountains from your deck to the discard pile. Ooh. Per discarded card, heart. Take a heart of damage and then get rid of it. This might actually end my game right here. Because this is my deck. Now, I do have another option, which I could take. And I may try this as just a punt, because I think I'll die if I have to do this. When you're playing solo, you have the option after you see each card to discard cards to be able to roll dice. When you roll the dice, those symbols can help you. So I can discard 2 cards to roll 1 die. I can discard 4 cards to roll both dice. So the one way I could survive this, I have ropes. Okay, so I may survive this. We'll see. Because I think if I go through this and pull out all the rocks, I'm probably going to just get destroyed. So I'm going to discard 4 cards. So 4 cards get discarded into the pile. Now those will come back next time I reshuffle the deck. So that gets me 2 dice. Now I have got to get one of these 2 dice needs to roll with the tool symbol because I have a tool symbol on the crafter and I have the rope. I can spend the rope to get a tool symbol. So if I roll 1 more, then I will be okay. If I don't, I'm probably going to be restarting the game. I did not roll a tool. So I did not get my tools that I needed. So now we're going to see how many damage I take. So I'm going to take out every mountain into the discard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. All right, so I take 6 damage. And this card goes away. So I will survive, but you'd be surprised what you can live through. So 6 damage. So my guardian will take 4. Okay, so actually no one has to die, but we're really hurt. So my guardian takes 4 damage, 4. My crafter takes 1 for 5, and my hunter takes 1 for 6. So there we go. That's where we sit. Rocks fell on our cave, and we almost died. No one died, so everyone's still alive, but I'm really hurt. And so this is not a very good start. But that card is out of the game. It's in the graveyard. In fact, I'll get my graveyard in play here so I don't bring that back in. Yeah, so that hurt. Here we go. We continue our adventure. So now I can go to the woods or I can go to the stream. I'm going to take the woods. And in the woods, I find a medicinal root. That's actually good timing. If I have a tool and an eyeball and I get rid of 2 cards, I will get a medicinal root. So I have a tool. I can spend my rope as an eyeball. and rope's gone, and I get rid of the next 2 cards, and that gives me a medicinal root. The medicinal root heals 3 damage. So, okay, that's fine. We will heal 3 damage. So we'll heal damage off of everyone. Okay, well, a nice turn of events there. So maybe we'll make it through. So now we have a choice of 2 trees or footprints. I'm going to go footprints again. So that's a person. We meet a tool maker. So the tool maker, if I have eyeballs and meat, he'll give me a secret. If I have meat, he'll give me a tool or nothing. And I don't have any of that, so it just goes to the discard. Keep going, next turn. So I have these 3 choices. I'm going to go for the stream. A solitary mammoth. So I would need 4 weapons, of which I have 1, and 2 eyeballs, of which I have none, and discard 2 cards to get 4 meat and a pelt. Don't have any of that, so I just have to let the mammoth live for the day. So now I've got my first red card as a choice. Now, this red card, if I play it, it's probably going to be bad. If I discard it, it will be a point of damage. So my options are to play it and see if I could actually survive what's on the other side with all of the realm of nothing that I have, or it just becomes a point of damage. So we're just going to take the forest, and we find some trees. If I had 2 tools and 2 cards, I would get 3 sticks. Well, okay, I can discard. I have 1 tool. I need 1 more tool. So I'm going to discard 4 cards. Now, 4 cards with that discard is going to be 2 damage because I have to get rid of 2 red cards. So I'm going to take 2 damage back. And I'm hoping that I need 1 tool symbol on one of these dice. And I got it. So, therefore, I get rid of the next 2 cards, and that gets me 3 pieces of wood. So that's good. All right, so that gives me some resources. So that's it for the trees. Now I look at my next turn, next 3 cards. So I've got fire, I've got trees, or bad stuff. So I'm going to put the bad stuff down. I'm going to use the fire and see what we get. So I can make a tool, or I could get a person if I had a meat. I don't have any meat, but I can make 1 tool. I have a stick, so I'm going to spend a stick to get a torch, because that may be useful for me. Now, this is also where I have another option. No. I want tools and resources right now. Okay, because we need to get all sorts of stuff to not start piling on the skulls. Okay, so we got 2 trees and a bad thing. We'll take one of the trees. Fruits. So if I had 2 eyeballs and 2 cards, I could get 3 meat. Now, again, this is a case where I can just discard 2 cards to get a meat. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard 2 cards. So that is 1 point of damage. So I'm now continuing to damage, but that gets me, at least I have a meat. So I have that option if I need it at some point. And we move on. So now we have, looks like a wolf that's gives me some information. So it's a bad card and it's a wolf. Footprints or a tree. I'm going to go for the stranger, the footprints. Oh, it's thieves. That's a bad card. So if I had 3, so the way this one introduces a die, so this means if I had 3 eyeballs and then I roll a die and I can match whatever's on that and I get rid of 2 cards, then I get those benefits. But I don't. So the thief now, I lose a combination of 3 resources. So the thieves steal everything I have. All right, move on. So we have wolves, trees, and trees. I think I'll go for trees. Underbrush, so I can get rid of 1 card to get a meat, 2 cards to get a stick, or nothing. Everything sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. That is going to be a point of damage and get 1 meat. And we move on. So I've got tree, or strangers. The strangers have not been working out so well. This one for sure. An experienced hunter. So if I had all sorts of stuff, which I don't, I could get secret number 3. If I had 2 meat, which I don't, I could get my pit trap. So I just have to let the experienced hunter. Now I'll get that hunter next time through the deck, assuming I survive, which I might not. So now I have a choice of 2 trees or dreams. So we're going to have a dream. The dreams are usually good. I could use some good about now. Mountaintop. So I could roll 2 dice, and if I can match those symbols and get rid of 2 cards, I can get secret number 5. Or if I have a tools and 2 cards, I can get a rock or nothing. So if I look at the symbols here, I'd have to just I've got available to me 1. I'm going to take the sure thing. I'm going to get rid of 2 cards, and I'm going to take the rock. rather than risk it for a secret. We'll pick it up in the next deck. Okay, so now I have a choice of another wolf, a stream, or a dream. We'll have a dream. And the dream, a soft underbelly. If you have the Darka card, nope. Or 4 eyeballs, nope. Or nothing. There you go, nothing. So now we move on. So now I've got, this is kind of cool. So again, looking at the back, so I can see there's a wolf, or a dark cave with eyeballs, or a, who knows. I'm going to go with the stream because I just am not doing well. So if I had 4 weapons, I get rid of 3 cards, and a discard a card to get some stuff. I don't have any of that. I've just got to let the bison live. So now I'm narrowing down my choices to where I'm going to have to face these things. I don't have anything, though, so I'm going to try to go for the woods again. A berry bush. Okay, 3 cards and lose the berry bush to get 2 meat and a stick, or discard 1 card to get a meat. I think at this point I'm struggling, so I'm going to get rid of... This is going to kill people, though. All right, so I have a problem here. Someone's dying, and 2 people will die if I take all of this, so I can't do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is get rid of 1 card that does 1 point of damage. So someone dies, so the guardian will die. And that gets me my first skull. 5 skulls, and I lose the game. And I get 1 meat. So now we've got campfire, we've got people, and I went random. So I'm going to do campfire because maybe I can get some help. So here I can make something, or if I had, I could come up with a new recipe. So that's what this is showing me, is to take a new one of these cards, which gives me something new I could craft. But I have a rock, so I think I'm going to, I don't have a wood, I'm going to go ahead and use my rock to make an arrowhead. Now, there's a difference between these 2 things that are important. The torch has the discard symbol, so if I use the torch, I get the eyeball, but I lose the torch. The arrowhead has a tool symbol, but no arrow, which means I can use this for the rest of the game. So that's a permanent upgrade. All right, so now we move on. So we've still got the thing in the lair. We've got footprints, and we got a wolf. So I'm going to go for the footprints, just trying to get some more people. If I have the spear thrower or chieftain's clothing, no. Or if I get rid of 2 meat, I get, what do I get? This is a symbol I don't know. Oh, okay. This might be very good. Yes, all right, so we're going to get rid of our 2 meat. And it gets us this token. And this token allows me to discard it to get rid of 3, or to prevent 3 damage. So it's armor. So I can use that if I'm going to take a big batch of damage. I can use that to prevent that damage. Because right now, any damage and I'm going to die, and that's not good. So now I'm looking at the cave, a wolf, and a forest. See, do I try to take out the wolf? And maybe, let's go for that. So I'm going to see, this might be a huge mistake. So it is a wolf pack. Great. Okay, so if I get rid of a torch, I just lose 1 life, or I lose 3 lives. So I think what I'm going to do is keep my torch and get rid of this to protect the damage and lose the 3 lives, because then I still have the torch to move forward with. Well, that wasn't great. All right, so now we have the thing in the cave. I don't have my protection anymore, so let's go for something healthy. Small stones. So if I had an eyeball, I could get rid of a card to get a rock. I have an eyeball, but I'd have to lose the torch, and I think the torch is kind of handy, so we're going to hang on to it. So now we're moving forward. Again, I'm just trying to get anything. Underbrush. So 1 card get rid of for meat, 2 cards get rid of for a stick, or do nothing. Again, if I take any damage, I lose people, and I really don't want to do that. So I think I'm just going to let that opportunity go by and not continue on. So now we've got these 3 choices. I can have a dream. I'll take a dream. They can be useful. Warning. If I have a weapon, which I do, I get to add 1 of my cards face down to the discard pile. So that's good. That lets me just move 1 of these to the discard pile. And I'm assuming that means, let me check if it tells me this in the rules. I would assume that means I would not take the damage if I move it over there, unlike my normal. Yes, if I choose a red card, I can choose, 1 of the top 3 cards. You can choose any card from your deck and discard it face down. If you choose a red card, you do not suffer a wound. you cannot choose one of the top 3 cards of your deck. All right, so we have 4 cards in the deck, so we take the 4th card, which is a red card. We put it in there. We do not take the damage from it, so that's nice. So we are not at all prepared for the evening. We have 3 cards left, so I guess I will start. Oh boy, everything is bad. Oh well, I'll start going to my camp to see if I can get any help. All right, I have 1 to 2 people. I get a 3rd person, and I get a hunter. The hunter comes with a pelt, and I have another sword, so that's useful. So now we got to deal with the stuff, so let's see what happens. A cave lion, perfect. So I either am going to take 2 damage, or if I have 2 tools, which I do, and I survive 2 dice, which I could, but I don't have 2 cards to get rid of. I only have 1 card left, so I can't do the top thing. So I have to do the bottom thing, so I have to take 2 damage. So I will take 1 damage here, and then I can prevent 1 damage with my pelt. So on the other hand, if I kill someone off, that's 1 fewer person to feed. Because every person that I don't feed is going to be skulls. So it's, I am not sure the best. So if I kill off someone, then I only have two to feed. But if I don't kill off someone, I'm going to get a skull either way. If I don't kill them off, I'll still have them for the future, and they give me symbols. So I think I will not do that. So I can do this and get rid of this. So I survive, but it's not good. Last card. Lost. I'm lost. Yes, I am. If I spend this and discard 2 cards, I could have a dream. I can't discard 2 cards. I have no cards. Therefore, I have to take a hit. So someone is going to die. Who is the least useful? I don't know. I'll get rid of the hunter, I guess. So I've had a second death in my cave. That's the second skull. Now we'll see if I even survive the night or if the game is over right here, which might very well happen. Which, given the fact that I had a rock slide in like my second card and I almost blew everyone up, making it tonight's pretty good. These are rough times. So now we'll process everything. So do I have 4 sticks? No. Do I have a cave trap? No. Therefore, I have to take a skull. Do I have a stick, a rock, and a pelt? No, I have a rock. So I take a skull. Now I have to feed 2 people. I need to have 2 food for that. I have no food. That means I take 2 more skulls, which gives me 6 skulls, and therefore I lose. So there you go. That's a game of Paleo. So the nice thing about it is you have an idea of how it plays. So what would happen now if I did survive the night? I would then shuffle all these cards together and go through the deck again. And my goal is now I have an idea of the sort of things that might come up. I can make smarter choices. You get beat up in the first round, and this time I think drawing that rock slide early on was really bad. That almost killed me, as you saw, but I'm limped on. I just didn't make it through the night after the rock slide crushed my caveman, which is how it goes sometimes. But that said, I don't feel bad about this. I've been playing other games. I played Sleeping Gods in my last video. I played it for 3 weeks, and I just got really depressed about it because it felt like it was just beating me too much, and it was this huge adventure. This one, it's like, and now it's done. The game's over. I can shuffle it up. I can try it again, and probably would. But yeah, I like this a lot. Right now, I'm very happy with this game. I'm looking forward to trying it again. Played a few times. It'll be nice and we can meet other people. But until that time and until we come to our next video, I will thank you for joining me on this live stream. I wish you all both a happy St. Patrick's Day and a Merry Spring Equinox.